Unmute. Hello. You need to unmute.
Okay.
Hey.
Hello, everyone. I'll say that again.
Hey.
So welcome to You've Got a Thing by the Milwaukee Theater Alliance. And I'm Brian Rott from Quasimondo Physical Theater. After last week's interview with Mac Allister, I am so happy and pleased to be interviewing a friend of mine and a wonderful theater maker here in Milwaukee, Susan Fry.
Hi, Brian.
Hello.
Man, it's good to see your face. It's really good to see your face. Every time I get to talk to somebody via a webcam, I'm like, my lighting is bad. I need to, and then I'll get off and get doing other things, and so.
Yeah, it's taken me some time to kind of figure that out myself.
Yeah.
But I have a light over there in the corner that kind of.
I have one. It's in the closet. Which does me a lot of good.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks so much for joining us today, Susan. I hear that you have some exciting news that you'd like to share with audiences. Yeah. You've got a thing.
Yeah. So season 14 of Shakespeare in the Park, and season 2 of our touring show, because we totally changed platform. We're no longer doing the full length, full cast, 2.5 hours, 28 people, all in one location where, everybody come together. We are doing an abridged version of a show that tours around all of the greater Milwaukee area and stuff like that. And which is, I love it.
Yeah. It's really exciting. I saw your performance at Humboldt Park last summer, and I thought it was a great space to see it in, and yeah, I thought it's really interesting that you've kind of taken on this new format. How has that gone so far, and what have you enjoyed about it?
I love it. It was 14 years ago when I originally had the idea to do this thing. It's more what I envisioned doing, as I love touring theater, and it's always been something that has been near and dear to my heart. And everything ranging from you and some friends show up in a park and do some Shakespeare till you get rousted by the cops, the guerrilla theater, big fan, to more of a, the scheduled stops like we did last year. So I'm really, really happy to be doing it. And it's so freeing. It's just so freeing. And that was really, really needed. That was super needed. We did Midsummer Night's Dream last year, did a cutting of that. And because that's the perfect, it's the perfect little summer. Let's just get outside and have a lighthearted bit of fun introduction, some neighborhoods and stuff that we, rarely could connect with by enticing them to come downtown, because Milwaukee is so hardly segregated.
Yeah.
People do not want to cross those neighborhood boundaries. And so we're just going to go to them. And we went to Humboldt Park, but we also went to one of my very favorite places was the outfield of a baseball diamond in Sherman Park neighborhood.
Oh, awesome.
It's like you can go there, and that's totally, yeah.
So were people sitting in the bleachers?
No, we sat,
okay.
no,
it's brought their own chairs
equalizer. They did, we need a 20 by 30 foot, footprint for just the setup, and then space for lawn chairs. But it's like grass. We need grass. We need grass. That's it. That way we can go anywhere, absolutely anywhere. No infrastructure. We brought our own generator because you saw we had the sound system.
Yeah.
Because you have to do that with Shakespeare spoken word. You have to do that. So that it was a beautiful, wonderful experience. So we're going to do it again. Yay!
Yeah.
And this year we're going to do 12th night.
12th night.
12th night. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Night. I'm just kind of getting through the script right now. The cutting. So last year when we did Midsummer, you know, it was the lover's tale. So you saw we picked that through line and said, instead of trying to cram the whole show in, that's one of the cool things about doing this is you can just, and it's so true to the story. Yeah, it's like, this is the story of this great big thing that I just want to hone in on. And I love that. That's freeing. That's really freeing too.
Is there anything you can tell me in particular about the cutting that you're working with for 12th Night this summer?
You know, in Elizabethan times, the big payoff for women was they got to get married, whether they wanted to or not. Well, our cutting is, I mean, it's Shakespeare, but it gives us an opportunity to really focus on who the women are as human beings. And kind of like with Midsummer last year, you got to know who those 4 people were. And you know, and they're, you know, how did they create these relationships between each other? How come, you know, where did that jealousy actually come from? Yeah, blah blah blah, you know. So it's really focused on who these women are and their relationships and how they evolve as they grow as people, as they discover, you know, what is this? What's going on? What's my part in it? How am I influencing this? And what do I want out of it? So yeah. Take it down to 80 minutes and we can get into some people. And puppets. I don't know if there's going to be puppets this year, but I loved having puppets last
year. Yeah, the puppets were fantastic last year.
Yeah, they were beautiful. The Titania puppet is hanging in my front window. So she's kind of just sort of looking out the window, watching people pass by. I love that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do 12th Night. And at this point, it's still a work in progress, but we know who the characters are. So we're casting. Anybody? Please.
When are you holding auditions?
We're trying to figure out when we're going to hold, like, just invite people in auditions. But right now, we're also just like, we're getting a hold of people and doing some independent castings. Like, okay, I know you're perfect for this thing, so let's just do it. You know, let's just do it. And really reaching out as much as possible. Like, we're going to the diversity generals.
Yeah.
Super important. And so, yeah. Oh, I got a chance to work with Black Nativity. So Black Arts Milwaukee, MKE. Oh my God, what an organization! But Black Nativity's their big show, and turn off my. There we go. Bad theater goer. Just turn off the device. Got a chance to work with them for their big show last December, and got a chance to meet so many actors that I never get to work with. Because I don't usually work with singers, and you know, there's a whole bunch of people out there that Shakespeare's just not on their radar. So, you know, reaching out and actually getting into the community is cool. It's one of the nice things about this being so freeing, about our platform just kind of being so free, is we get to kind of craft with ideals in mind. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
With as far as the audiences that you're able to reach, and the people that you're able to come out and enjoy the theater that you're making.
Yeah. It's we go to, you know, when we're making the map of where we're traveling to, it's like, okay, here's Milwaukee. You know, it has to cover. It's got to have coverage. And so it's purposeful. You know, everything from, you know, Washington Park Lincoln Park. Oh my God, that was awesome. And you know, places where this just doesn't ever happen. Humboldt Park happens there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they do it all the time. They're nice. We went there. It was great.
Yeah.
The people were amazing. In Sherman Park, I keep going back to that because that was truly one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really cool. Really cool.
Do you have any locations scouted out for this year? Or are you going to be returning to some of the old ones?
Mm-hmm. We're returning to some of the old ones and looking to get some dots on the map in areas that we didn't get into. So yeah, we didn't make it to Lake Park last year, but so what? But they're already on the books, so they contacted us. I was like, hey, I heard this was cool. So would you come? Sure, you're a dot. You know?
Yeah, that's great.
We want the whole demographic. Well, sure, we'll take you. And we've got Humboldt, we've got Lincoln, we've got Jackson, we've got Washington, and sometimes it's the neighborhood I'm talking about, not necessarily in the park. So yeah, we're filling up the dates really fast already.
That's great. And when do you have a rough idea of like when the run is going to go on?
Mid-June. It'll start because we're gonna start rehearsals in mid-May. So the run will start in mid-June and go. I think the last date possible is through the first weekend in August.
Okay, so mark your calendars from June to August.
Yeah. So we've got. I'm going to get at least 10 locations in during that span. It gives us a lot of opportunity. Wow. And it gives a lot of options, but it also gives some time off. It's kind of hard on people. You know, it's Saturdays and Sundays, but still, that means a lot of people are working 7 days a week. So, you know, every actor's got a day job. So, you know, yeah.
So I'm familiar with Twelfth Night as well as probably some other, you know, Shakespeare enthusiasts in the audience here. But can you give us a quick synopsis of Twelfth Night for anyone out there who doesn't know the story?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of our Twelfth Night because it's one of the things that's important to us is if you're a Shakespeare aficionado, you know the story, that the cutting is still going to be that you're going to still love it. Even if doesn't hit all of the points that you're looking for, it doesn't matter. But is also a cohesive story for somebody who's never seen Shakespeare, so the other end of the spectrum. So Twelfth Night is it kicks in with the who ends up being the protagonist, Viola, washing up on shore after a big shipwreck. Shakespeare likes his shipwrecks. You know, he likes his shipwrecks. And so she's in this strange country, and in order to get by, she disguises herself as a boy, and it's the relationships that start happening. Ultimately, it's not about her, though. It's about Olivia. Olivia what is she? Countess? She's a countess. She's something, you know, she's got rank. And through with her as sort of that center of the wheel, it's everybody trying to win her heart, you know, including Viola, who's dressed as a boy, not trying to do it herself. She's doing it on behalf of somebody. She's wooing her. But I think the real connection comes in between the two of them because Viola is the only one who is genuine. You know, I think that's one of the things that Olivia sees in her. So for Twelfth Night, typical Twelfth Night, it's twins that are lost at sea, and Viola is one half, and she thinks her brother is dead. Olivia's brother is also dead. Mm-hmm. So there's that little connection there that they have sympathetically, and through a series of mishaps. And it's a comedy. It's an over-the-top comedy in a lot of ways, and all of these different people wooing Olivia. her over the top uncle bringing in a totally inappropriate suitor just because he wants his money and his, because he'll give him, beer, and it's and so it's all of these different really wild characters ultimately wooing Olivia, and then finding their own true love at the end by coming clean, and saying, here, this is who I am. We kind of skip past that a little bit in ours. The payoff doesn't have to be getting married.
Well, that sounds like a great adaptation. I'm looking forward to it myself. We are over time, Susan. So
right.
I know.
It's good to see your face. I was really hoping to talk to you about Quasimondo. And
yeah, I have a baby that's screaming in the other room too. Did you if you heard her?
I know. Congratulations.
But yeah, I'll introduce her some other time. Wonderful to see you too. Please say hi to Ron for me.
I will.
Thank you for joining us today. And if for everyone that wants to get tickets and come see you this summer, how do they get in the know about that?
Optimisttheater.org, or just Google Shakespeare in the Park. It'll come up.
Beautiful. You have a good afternoon then, and thanks again.
Bye.
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 Bye, Susan. Babies. That's I've just given up. My kid started doing the same thing in the other room, but she's all dramatic. She does this thing that's because she's a drama queen.
Yeah.
So get ready for that, my friend, in about 14 years or so.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
I'm excited for Susan's version of Twelfth Night. I'm interested to see where they take that, and see a new perspective on that play, because we know Shakespeare's very male dominated. So I'm interested to see how that's going to go. But
I think I've seen like a few different productions of that, and it's a great play, but the end is always difficult, I feel. Because these couples come together and they're like, I guess we're in love, but really they were in love with the other people. And then Malvolio, who's like this kind of lovable character, is like banished, and he says he's going to revenge all of them, Right. So it's kind of a weird, ending, I think. I'm always interested to see how productions like kind of end that dismount.
Can't you say that for like a ton of Shakespeare productions though, where you're just like, dude, did you just run out of ideas of like, well, we gotta finish this play now. We got through the 5 acts. We gotta just zip it up,
Happily ever after? I guess.
I question mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, I directed a version of Measure for Measure pre-pandemic, and same thing, just a different cutting to sort of focus on the female perspective, particularly in the Me Too movement kind of arena. And at that play, the same thing. You're like, this ends super weird.
Right.
The Duke loves the nun now. Like, spoiler alert, what the heck is that? So, oh, Shakespeare, you silly boy.
Yeah.
But Brian, thank you so much for coming on in your busy life. I was just going to say, like, we just need to normalize, particularly as we're still like waning out of this pandemic, that parents are parents. And if we, we just sort of need to acknowledge that and give that space and welcome that energy into the workspace. So babies are awesome. We're all here because we were once babies. So suck it up, buttercups out there. But thank you so much for carving out some time. And if people want to check out Quasimondo, they can go to quasimondo.org. Is that right?
That is correct.
Because you were on last week, so anybody who wants to check out more about Quasi, they can check out last week's episode. But what do you have? What is next now?
So Giraffe on Fire is still going on online for about 4 more days. You can still stream it.
Cool.
Just go to our website, and after that, then we have a project called Be the Change, which is working with Golden Meyer and Hillside Boys and Girls Club about the importance of pollinators, and we'll have a public performance for that as well. But yeah, we got a lot going on. And thanks again for having me, and it was fun to host today.
Well, I mean, I hope you come back. I hope you come back to talk about that project. That sounds really awesome.
I'd be happy to.
Good luck with that, and good luck with the fam, and we'll talk to you soon. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jamie.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Those two are awesome artists, and always happy to have them on. Just have to give a little plug here. Odwin says Pipeline is playing at Next Act Theater if you're interested in that. So with that, let me share with you all of the things that are going on with MTA companies at the moment. Let me see if I can pull that up here. Yes, I can. The Google did not block me this time. Okay, so this is the last weekend. You can go to Village Playhouse at the Interchange Theater Co-op. That's the former In Tandem space on 10th Street there. The original one act festival is all Wisconsin scripts, Wisconsin playwrights. That's what they focus on. I think there's like 5 or 6 new one acts this year. So you can go to villageplayhouse.org to check out more on the 36th annual one act festival from them. Sunstone Studios they've started this thing called Moonstone Cabaret. Who doesn't love a cabaret? And their next iteration is coming up tomorrow at 7 p.m. at Sunstone, which is right downtown there, right across the street from the Rep. We've got 2 local artists who people love, Marcy Doherty Elst and Josh Quinn, and they're gonna, sing and be wonderful and amazing and use their wonderful voices to hopefully brighten your evening. So that's at Sunstone at 7 p.m. You can go to sunstonestudiosmke.com for more on that. Capita Productions, We Are the Drum. This is a very important community-based organization. It's their name stands for City at Peace in the Arts. It's about fostering multicultural awareness and racial harmony through the medium of community theater. As I said before, I've seen them perform, and the voices that come out of this group is just amazing. So their public performances are next month, but what you can do right now is register for virtual programs for your school or educational group or community organization, and that's something that you can get virtually. And again, just some amazing voices. So go to capitaproductions.com for that. Auditions for Kids from Wisconsin is happening right now, like right now. So if you are a singer, dancer, and love that lifestyle and want to learn more about touring and all of those things, Kids from Wisconsin is probably for you if you are between the ages of 15 and 20. I think they're doing both virtual and in-person auditions. So you can go to kidsfromwisconsin.org in the auditions tab to take a further look at that. But that's a great experience for young people to have. We had Mac Antigua from Imagine MKE on a few weeks back to talk about this project that they did with the Wisconsin Policy Forum, asking artists about their lifestyle and how they feel about living in Milwaukee and the support that they receive and how the pandemic affected them and all these kinds of things. Really important research, really important organization. I always have to give a shout out to Imagine for helping us do this program, because they let us use their platform to advocate for theater and the arts in Milwaukee. If you are an artist, you really want to check out this research. It's really valuable to know how your peers are affected, because it will 100% help you to feel not alone. And then secondarily, the other aspect of this is to then become an advocate yourself. I'm going to keep harping on this, that Wisconsin is 49th in state funding, and that is just not acceptable. We spend so little money on artists, and so many of us work for free or very little. We need to change that. And the best way to do that is to speak to your representatives. On Fridays at noon, actually, they're doing this thing where they can help you by going to the website and signing up for a Zoom meeting where they help you with how to talk to your representatives, to go to your representative's office and ask them questions and make them more aware of your love and need for the arts in your life. And so go to imaginemke.org/act and become an advocate, because the more that we all just band together and let our reps know that they need to work for us and they need to work for art, the better off we're all going to be. And just one last reminder, because it will be March soon. February is Black History Month. If you haven't yet to go and find out about Black History Month and why it's important and why we need to focus and advocate Black voices, do that. You know, it's good to put a spotlight on things to get the ball rolling, and really Black lives matter and will continue to matter. And Black History Month is a good way to refocus on that. Just Google Black History Month, and I promise you will find lots of things. So that's it for this week of You've Got a Thing. I hope that you join us again next week. If you're an arts organization out there in Milwaukee and you would like to come and talk about a thing, come and go to MilwaukeeTheaterAlliance.org and you can find out how to email us through that. I mean, it's really just like, you can email info@mketa.org and you will get somebody to come on here and talk about your arts thing. The way that we work around here is that Milwaukee Theater Alliance members get first choice at dates to talk about their thing, and then it expands to the other theater companies in the community, and then beyond that it extends to the entire arts community on the whole, because we all do better when we all do better, right? And there's a lot of arts out there that people just don't know about. So this is just a tiny way that we can help contribute to that. So check out past episodes, and then hopefully you can come back and ask some questions. I would love to get you in touch with the artists here on the program and ask questions of them live. So, but until next week, be well out there, be kind, be an advocate, research Black History Month, and we'll see you next week on You've Got a thing.